then our final video on energy flow in an ecosystem is going to focus on the water cycle. Now, the first thing is the water cycle is the most important cycle on the planet. Without water, nothing can survive. So this cycle and the balance within this cycle is vital to all organisms, all existence of any organism on the planet. The main parts of the water cycle have to do with evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, repeating each other all the time. So evaporation is that change of state from a liquid to a gas. Condensation is going from a gas to a liquid, and precipitation is the act of either water in a liquid or solid form falling to the earth. I'll get more into detail when we go over the diagram. Alright, so here is our diagram of the water system, the water cycle. And it starts with the sun. So just looking over our images. So we've got our ocean here, we've got some rivers, a lake, forested area here, mountain region here with snow on the top. This is our sky. This is like sort of the Earth's surface right here, and this would be our groundwater underneath. So our cycle begins. I'm going to start in the ocean, and actually any body of water can be evaporated at any point on the Earth's surface. But the largest bodies of water, being our oceans and our lakes, is primarily where that cycle takes place. So the sun heats up the water and the surface water starts to evaporate. So it changes from a liquid to a gas and it rises. And as it rises, it begins to cool. And as it cools, that's when that condensation happens. So it goes from, starts as a liquid and turns into a gas heated by the sun's rays. And then as it begins to cool, it goes back into liquid form and it develops clouds. So we have our cloud formation through our condensation. And then as the clouds get denser and with the right climate, that precipitation then falls back to the earth. And then that cycle continues. So the precipitation, say it falls in a mountain region, say it falls onto a forest. So we have what's called surface runoff. So the water can be absorbed into the earth and then it becomes part of the groundwater, and it can stay in the groundwater for a long period of time, or the groundwater will push it towards another larger body of water, usually an ocean. Or if it's heavy precipitation, the earth can absorb it, and so we have what's called surface runoff, where it runs down the mountain or down the hill and it goes towards that body of water. Yes, okay, and so then you have that, and that goes into your lake, and then that evaporation, condensation, precipitation cycle continues. So you can have the cycle here, right? Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. This water cycle is happening all the time, all over the earth, constantly. And again, it comes down to balance. It comes down to, the evaporation, condensation, precipitation cycle happening. And once that cycle stops or slows down, we have drought. And then there's sort of a break in the system. So let's say we have a long period of time where we have no precipitation. And let's say our river starts to dry out. So there's less water there available to evaporate, to then condensate, to then have precipitation back onto the earth. And without those two being connected, the water level in the lake decreases, and then again, that evaporation, condensation, precipitation cycle is more difficult. So this, like all the other energy flow systems in an ecosystem, it has to be in balance. The things all have to work together in order for it to work effectively.